This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
Wrecking.
I have no clue where I'm really supposed to be.
Going around at the stripe. Turn one. Wrecking. We're stopping for a red.
This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another thrilling night of VRL Vanquish Series action. Tonight, we take on the legendary Las Vegas Motor Speedway under the lights for a grueling 200-mile showdown. This 1.5-mile tri-oval, nestled just northeast of the Las Vegas Strip, has been a staple of motorsports since its grand opening in 1996. Over the years, it has hosted some of the biggest names in racing, from NASCAR to IndyCar, and has seen countless unforgettable moments unfold on its high-speed asphalt. With its 20-degree banking and long sweeping straights, this speedway demands precision, strategy, and a little bit of luck, which is fitting for a city built on high stakes. Tonight, the Vanquish Series drivers will battle it out, pushing their limits in pursuit of victory. So buckle up, grab your favorite beverage, and get ready for an electrifying night of racing. All right, Vigilantes, my name is Alan Vaught along with Ricky Wittenberg, and we'll be bringing you all the racing action tonight. Let's get started with some session details. So this is a 133 lap event, which equates to 200 miles. Your drivers will only have 70% fuel, or 13.1 gallons of fuel. And the fuel window should be between 31 and 33 laps, depending on how well they're running or if they're trying to save some fuel. Now, if they happen to get themselves in some trouble tonight, they do have the luxury of one fast repair, but nothing beyond that. And the incident limit is 25 and 6 for tonight's race. The current championship leader is Kelly Kuehl, followed by Mike Adamson, Thomas Welch in third, Dave Mayberry in fourth, and Andrew Cawthon in the fifth position. We're going to get you some race info up here momentarily. So this is the second race of this VRL Vanquish Speedway series. They're racing tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as I mentioned, a 1.52 tri-oval located just outside the Las Vegas city limits. Tonight's air temperature is 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and the track temp is currently 84. We have 13% humidity, but it's a little bit gusty out there with 16 mile per hour winds, and conditions are clear, so we don't expect any rain. So, Ricky, man, I'm stoked to see how these drivers adapt from Daytona to this track. You know, it's a little bit different of a style and how they take care of their equipment and everything. What are you looking for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, going from Daytona to Las Vegas is going from a play track to a mile and a half where you're still going to pretty much be wide open for a little while, but then handling comes into play. You've got to time your runs, time your passes, try to take care of the tires just a little bit. So you're going to probably see a totally different style of race tonight, but I do expect quite a bit of pack racing early, maybe those first 10 to 15 laps, and then they'll probably start spreading out. So if we don't have a lot of cautions, the race will probably get spread out a lot, but it's going to be tight for 15 laps at a time, so they'll have to get spread out. We'll see if they can do that or if they get wrapped up in these crashes.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key. Are they able to get strung out in 5 or 10 laps worth there and get enough distance where we just see some hard racing, not necessarily some some pack racing results in minor mistakes and a wad into the wall there. So it's going to be interesting. It's a speedway. It's a fast one. It's pretty much wide open for the first little bit if you want to do that. So that's what's going to come down to. Are they going to save a little bit for the end of that run, anticipating a long run, or are they going to value track position overall? It's definitely a delicate balance because you don't want to go backwards early. You're very unlikely to make it up very fast.
Yeah, the track position is always big anywhere, except maybe Daytona and Talladega because you can work your way through the pack quickly. But for track position on a track like this where everybody's already so close and you're kind of holding it wide open anyway, it's hard to pass. It's going to be a premium. You may even see some two-tire pit stops.
Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and go through this starting grid, beginning with Craig Goodenough got the pole tonight. Mike Adamson's on the outside row, Albert Anderson in third, John Gallagher in fourth, Trevor Robertson in fifth position, Dylan Bryant starting sixth, John McAdam in seventh, Dustin Eaton in eighth position, Jonathan Osborne in ninth, and Chris Goins in 10th.
Starting at 11th, you got Andrew Player, Justin Lawson 12th, Colin Decker in 13th, Jason Gaines 14th, Dave the Mouth Mayberry 15th, Derek Welch 16th, Jesse Graham in 17th, points leader Kelly Kuehl in 18th, Scott Miller starts 19th in the 19 truck, and Anthony Williams rounds out the top 20.
21st, we have Nick Tucker, 22nd, Crystal Villano, 23rd, Paul Durkee, 24th, Tom Barish. In 25th position, we have Dustin Wade. And 26th, John Schoenbachler. 27th, Tommy Welch. 28th, Jeremiah Burke. 29th, Joe David. 30th, Andrew Cawthon.
And rounding out the field, starting shotgun, you've got Jesse Redding and Justin Brown. 32 trucks strong out here tonight, so plenty of action.
Definitely a large field. This is going to be a fun time to watch. Hopefully it's good hard racing and not good hard crashing.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing, just a little housekeeping, I'm not seeing when we went back up into the VRN broadcast booth, you are no longer live where I can see what you're doing there.
Okay, gotcha. I'll take care of that right now.
We're coming to green. When we get green, I want to mention something I saw during qualifying that I thought's quite interesting. But let's get the race going first, and then I'll circle back to that.
That sounds good. We're rounding in through turn 3 and 4. Should see that pace truck dart right off onto the pit road. We'll get underway here. Flagman has control of this start. The rest of them are going to be on the leader, but this one will be on the flag stand. And we are underway.
Green flag, green flag.
That's a good-looking Patriot truck there. Good enough has. He has a nice launch as he crosses the start-finish line. That outside line didn't seem to have as good of a launch there with, looks like Mike Adamson in the 88 truck and the neon kind of day-glow-looking truck there and black trim.
Yeah, it's a good start for good enough on the bottom there, getting a good run. Much different than what we were seeing at North Wilkesboro in the All-Star race for the VRL.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like he's getting a little bit of a challenge on the outside there from Anderson. He's trying to make that top line work. As they're coming through.
Oh, there's a big caution at the back. Big water trucks. Still wrecking.
See if we can get a view on that. Oh, yeah. So we'll go back and take a look at the replay.
Jason Gaines is the first one that I see loose in what I'm looking at right now. I don't know.
You still there?
Yes. Yeah, Jason Gaines was the truck that started that, it looked like, and then a lot of trucks piled into the accident.
Unfortunately, it's not going back for me. Let me see if I can get this to run correctly. There we go. All right, we just got to back it up here and see what happened.
I think Jason got a little bit loose and tried to catch it, and then maybe got tagged by the 29.
That looked pretty rough.
Yeah, there's definitely happy they got some fast repairs tonight, because I think there's a good 10 trucks probably having to use a fast repair already.
Yeah, this is Jesse Redding. It's not working out for me. Let's go about live here. We'll figure it out. Like they've already made their, maybe they didn't go in. I don't think they went in. Did you see 89 hit the pit road?
The 89? I did not. I was watching the replay to try to see what happened there.
Yeah, me too.
No, the 89 is still on track. He's the leader. I don't think anybody has pitted early except those trucks at the back. Yeah, no, I double checked. Nobody else has pitted.
Well, that didn't take long for us to have an incident there. We were hoping we'd get strung out a little bit, get some laps in. But we'll rack them up again and try that one more time. And tonight we do have some driver cams we're going to try to get to at some point if we can get some green flag running here. We have 5 in particular. I'm going to read off those drivers for those who are watching right now. We have the 89 of Craig Goodenough has an onboard. Jeremiah Burke in the 53, Mr. Derek Welch in the 21, Jesse Graham in the 5 car, and Nick Tucker in the number 49. So we will get those throughout the broadcast here as we move on.
Looks like there are a few trucks that's trying to repair their damage that didn't take the fast repair. I see Anthony Williams and Dustin Wade both ducking back into the pits here with 1 to green, and I think both of them had damage.
Yeah, he still has there's Dustin Wade right there. He still has that front end damage going on. Right front.
So one thing that iRacing, Alan, has done in the recent months is they released it where you can see other trucks qualifying, and I think that's a great equalizer if you pay attention, because I saw something that I've never seen before. Trucks rolling off pit road, getting all the way down into turn 3, jamming on the brakes and resetting their trucks back to the pits. And 2 of the people that I saw do that started at the front.
Doing a little intel action there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I still race from time to time, so that's good knowledge to know.
That's good to know, right? All right, we should see this pace truck duck off here.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. 89 gets a nice jump. He was controlling the start there. Outside line is not doing too bad as 99 tries to block down low on the 6 car of Trevor Robertson, the truck rather, of Trevor Robertson.
Yeah, it looks like the front 5 or 6 have got single file here, and that's what they want, to try to just put some laps down. And trucks are going to be really loose early, so they're trying to get those temperatures up in the tires and try to make a few laps here without any casualties.
So 99 is eager to get to the front there. He's got the 6 giving him a nice little push. He got under Craig good enough. See if he's able to complete the passes. He's going into 1 and 2. They're alongside, very tight racing there.
And tight racing up front for the lead, and tight racing for third is Trevor Robertson in the 47, side by side of John McAdam, trying to work their situation out.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be 2 by 2. The first 4 going into 1 and 2 again. No advantage, clear advantage there, because that outside does get a lot of momentum as it comes up out of the turn. It's just a matter of whether or not 99 is going to be able, and he's not, to get up there and block that run. So they're going to go side by side into 3 and 4.
I think it's early enough in the race where Albert aired on the side of caution. He did have him cleared for a minute there, but I don't think he wanted to slam the door, so he left that lane open. And now Craig's trying to come back on him. Good enough.
A nice run on the outside there. He could use a little bit of help if he had another truck up behind him taking the air off of that spoiler, but 99 has the advantage. Like a
good enough with the
move.
cross under. He's going to the low side.
Using that apron there. It is the shortest way around the track. You got to be pretty careful, though, when you're coming back up, and make sure you don't end up tangling with another truck.
Yeah, Craig is not giving Albert a whole lot of room on the inside, keeping him tight down to that inside. I get a little nervous when I get guys inside of me like that. I probably give them a little too much room.
It's clear at the moment, trying to work both lanes, it seems, but it's just going to be, I believe, a battle to the bitter end here. I don't know that anyone's going to be able to break away unless someone's saving a little bit of tire and they're able to take advantage of that later in the run.
Yeah, and when you're side by side and you're on the bottom, you're definitely burning more tires on the bottom. But if you're just running a natural racing line, and I don't think it matters if you're on the top or the bottom, you could save your tires equally as good, I think, at a track here like Las Vegas.
Yeah. Trying to get you guys a driver's cam point of view here. Looking from Craig good enough to see how much he's actually working to get up there and battle with the 99.
Jason Gaines has been recorded as the leader, but I think there was a little scoring error for iRacing, and he has backed off to allow these guys to pass him, and he's going to try to settle in at the back and then work his way back up toward the front again.
For sure. So I'll tell you what, right now I have Jason Gaines, not Jason Gaines, but Craig Goodenough up on your screen so you can see the amount of focus he's putting in. He's got a nice setup there. Looks like 3 monitors, so he's definitely immersed into this race. And you may be listening to me. He's kind of smiling right now. It's interesting. But good looking setup. Looks like he's very, very focused on getting up there and getting around the 99.
He's all over Albert's back bumper, and they've traded lead back and forth several times here early in the race. So I think that they're comfortable enough with each other where they're kind of just they're playing a little bit right now. But get a little bit deeper into this race, those runs are going to get a little more pinched off.
Well, we're about 13 laps, coming on 14 laps into this run. Seems like things have settled out a little bit. They're going to battle a little bit up front. They'll probably trade back and forth, but we're going to take this opportunity to go to the back of the field and work our way forward, see if we can get a look at some of the drivers in this race tonight. Starting with Justin Brown, currently running in the 28th position. He is up +4 on the night, Ricky.
Yeah, I think he was involved in that first lap skirmish, but already up a few spots, and looks like he's kind of right there at the very tail of the lead pack. So maybe just trying to hang out, and if he had to burn a fast repair, just trying to be safe.
Yeah, it's a good-looking truck there. Particularly like the VRN sticker he's got there on the bottom in front of his rear tire. Appreciate the support there, Justin.
He's got push on his rear bumper, so he must like the taking a push from other guys.
Yeah. We're looking at this 55 truck of Tom Barish. Looks like he's already got some battle scars on his left side there, kind of obscuring his 55 number, but otherwise looks pretty straight. I don't know that that's really going to have much of an effect on him, Ricky.
Yeah, he's actually coming into the pits now, so maybe he's got something going on that we can't see.
Yep, he certainly is. Maybe he had, it looks like his right front, maybe he had a little tangle with the wall. Looked like his right front tire was not aligned properly. He does have
tough break for the 55.
Repair. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he say tough break, but if he's got a fast repair, then maybe he'll be able to take it now, or he thinks that he's just taking some tires and heading back out there. Maybe he's doing a little bit of a short pit situation and hoping this stays green.
Well, we'll know in just a second. We get a look at his left side. We'll know if he took that fast repair. Yep, he sure did. He cleaned it up. I don't know that he had much choice the way we saw that right front tire canted out. He was dragging it essentially. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, probably a smart choice to go ahead and take it now, and long race to go. Still got 133 laps.
So we're going to continue our march through the field here with Jason Gaines racing out of Asheboro, North Carolina. He's currently running in this 26th position. He is down 12 spots. I don't know if he got caught up in some of that initial problems that the field had on the first lap, but I will not be surprised to see him up at the front towards the end of this thing.
Yeah, Jason was actually the catalyst on the first lap. He got a little loose going into 3 and got tagged by the 29, and that's what set off that 12 truck pileup. So Jason, I know he's already had to take a fast repair, so I'm sure he's just trying to be careful, and he's got a long race to go.
Yeah, it definitely does. As we're going to move up and see if we can get a look at Tommy Welch in the 9 truck out of New Gloucester, Maine. I used to live in Maine for a while in Brunswick. It is very, very cold in Maine, so I don't know. He's probably having some nice weather now in the springtime.
Yeah, he probably is. Speaking of weather, we've had a couple of tornadoes here in Tennessee, wild weather last week. Just glad everybody's made it through safe mostly. But today our high temperature was like 65, and that's insane for this time of the year.
Oh, what's your normal temp this time of year?
We're usually already in the 80s, so 65 is kind of cool for us.
So we're going to get a look here at the number 12 truck rather, of John Schoenbachler. Nice little tight three truck pack here with Nick Tucker and Joe David.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution is out. They are racing hard.
Jesse Albert Redding. Anderson in the wall, and he gets clobbered.
Oh, Jason Gaines involved in this one too.
Oh, on the straightaway, good enough got up into Albert. They was kind of side drafting a little bit, and I think Craig maybe misjudged it just a touch. Sends Albert around going into turn 3, and he backs back up the track hard into the wall. Trevor Robertson just barely misses him. But then there's a couple others not so fortunate.
I think there was 2 incidents there. There was one at the front of the field and the one we just watched with Jason Gaines. He was over top of somebody. And we'll have to go back and see what happened with the 99 truck.
Yeah, Osborne got a big piece of Albert as he tried to turn down off the bank. And then it was Colin Decker that just really got a big piece of Albert. Took him down the track, destroyed his front end.
Here we go, right here. Oh. A little bit of hard racing.
Oh.
A different angle on this one. Back it up a little bit and see how this developed. A little side drive maybe, and he starts to maybe get ready for the corner. Just unfortunate. Tag's pretty good on that left front. You're definitely going to probably have to use his fast repairs. Unfortunate this early in the race. He just keeps getting hit.
Yeah, the one redeeming thing for Albert there is he was able to drive the truck away, so I think he's going to be able to stay on the lead lap.
He's already got his fast repair done. I'm showing him in first position. We'll have to see how it actually shakes out after the reorder here.
I wonder if the 99 ruled the caution.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, because his truck was destroyed. So the way the iRacing caution system works sometimes is just a little weird, and the pits may have been open for him when he came into the pits and got his fast repair, and that's what it looks like. He's giving himself an EOL. It looks like.
Yeah, he knows it, and that's just be a self-correcting problem if he's going to go to the back anyway. But I would pull him up and see if we can get a word with him real quick, but we already wanted to go here, as you can see on the pace truck. So if we have another caution, we will get Albert Anderson up and see how it took place from his perspective.
Yeah, definitely be interesting. We do have some people in the chat. Jillian is cheering for Kelly. Win again this week. Tim McAdam cheering for John McAdam. Amanda Wade is cheering obviously for Dustin Wade, and so if anybody else in the chat want to hit us up, we will be monitoring that, and I'll try to answer any questions or most of the comments.
All right, for this restart, we're going to try to get us to crank it up in there. So if you're inclined, crank up your stereo systems at your house and see what nearly 200 miles an hour feels like, or sounds like rather. You do have your current series leader in the lead with Mr. Kelly Cool in the 01. Let's see if he can get a good start here and a good jump on 51 of Bryant.
Green, green, green.
I hope you guys enjoyed that little crank it up segment so we can hear the roar of those virtual engines getting around at a nice pace here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Looks like Kelly is determined tonight. He did fall out a little bit, but he's going to be back up there. He's back down to sixth. 51 of Bryant that's currently holding the lead.
Watching toward the back of the field, Albert Anderson and Craig Goodenough trying to rocket their way back toward the front so they can resume their battle toward the lead. And there is some tight racing in the pack. Dustin Eaton right now 3 wide in the middle of 3 and 4, split in the middle. Kind of crazy there mid-pack around 10.
Yeah, you can see the 89. He is just slicing and dicing, attempting to. 3 wides going in the corner, a little bit of tight contact there. We got the 8 truck of Colin Decker. He's just went around the outside of, and he's got a whole swath of cars coming up in front of him. But he may be at an advantage on tires. I don't know that everyone took their tires. They're trying to save some for the end, possibly.
Yeah, I don't think Kelly Kuehl took tires unless something just happened to him, because he's dropping hard. He just went back to 16th. He lost another 6 spots that lap. So Kelly is really, really dropping hard, and right in front of Craig.
Right there in front of Craig, yep. Craig's going to pull the pass pretty easily there. He definitely has fresher tires, so it's all about strategy. You know, when are you going to burn up those sets? You're going to save some. Somebody's in the wall there, and they're slow but not crashing. I think they're going to slow them down pretty well. But yeah, it's just about when
721 at Jesse Redding is in the wall.
All right, let's go back and take a look at Jesse, and also run our way through the field here. Saw something else?
No, him and Albert Anderson made contact coming out of turn 2, and he was on the high side, and he just kind of pancaked the wall really good with his right side. He's going to have to pit, I believe. I think he's got some right side suspension damage. Hopefully he's got a fast repair.
He don't look too bad. I don't know if I would, if he's able to maybe make a little bit. He must have enough though where he can't drive it. Like he was having some trouble. Maybe he just took the, no.
Yeah, I believe he did take a fast repair.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and let's jump back on board with Anthony Williams here, running in the 28th position. We're going to make our way forward. Hopefully we get through the field this time. We'll make a pretty quick work of it. He is down 8 spots for the night. Colin Decker running up in the 17th. Actually, I think I skipped too many here. Here's Tom Barish running 27th. Tommy Welch running 26th. John Schollenbacher again running 25th. He is up 1 position for the night. Joe David, 24th position, up 5 from the starting grid. Just behind, all over the bumper of Lawson, the 20. I don't know if he's gonna try to make a move here. He may be just working it to see if they can tag team together, get a little bit of draft, and go up and get the rest of these guys. Justin Lawson here in the 20. He's actually down 11 spots from his starting position. And Scott Miller, the 19. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ricky? I'm not sure.
Pittsburgh, Indiana? Maybe. Is that not where Jeff Gordon's from? Pittsburgh, Indiana?
I'm not sure. I was from Indianapolis, but you know, I was a Dale Senior fan, so I didn't learn much about Gordon. All right, on board with Justin Brown again from out of Bryan, Ohio. He's running 20th, up 12 positions from his starting grid. Nick Tucker is up 2 spots, currently running in 19th position out of Stelville, Georgia. Here to win, he says. We saw Jason Gaines early out of Asheboro. Colin Decker racing out of Milan, New York. Just behind the Mouth Mayberry, making his way around the outside of the 99 there. I don't know if the 99 is still carrying some damage. Deciding to hold off and save his fast repair for later in the race, perhaps. Mr. Diablo sandwiched in Dr. Pepper.
With the damage Albert had, he's definitely taking his fast repair because he was missing a bumper a while ago.
He's currently running in 17th position, down 14th, obviously from I think he started 2nd, or 3rd, and I don't know. Maybe he's just in his super conservative save mode here. He's not losing anybody, but he's not pushing too hard either.
There's a lot of tight action right in front of him. I've seen some guys get sideways, beating and banging here as you're going through the field, so maybe he saw something he didn't like.
Yeah, that's always a smart play, and he is definitely a cerebral driver. He doesn't make the the obvious moves that are going to turn in a bad way against him. So I'm not surprised. Dave Mayberry, he's from Hershey, but he is racing out of Phoenix, Arizona. Don't let him BS you. That's where he's at. Strander Cawthon out of Bartow, Florida. He is up 16 positions from his grid spot, running in 14th. Greg Goodenough, nice recovery so far, running in 13th. He is down 12 spots from his pole position, but he's made a nice recovery. Looks like he's taking care of his truck and just being mindful as he makes his ways. Pretty good wad of cars, about 5 or 6 cars here, hard racing right in front of him. Starting with the 38 of Chris Goins, who's up, or actually down 2 spots from his 10th starting position, racing out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Just behind the 81 of Osborne, passing, looks like Eaton there. Justin Eaton out of Temple, Texas. He is down 4 spots from his 8th spot starting position. As I mentioned, Jonathan Osborne, he actually won the All-Star race in the VRL Vigilante Racing League All-Star race on Wednesday. Incredible run for him, racing out of Woodbury, New Jersey. He is actually down 2 spots, maybe 3 now, from his starting position, as Chris Goins tries to make another pass on him. John Gallagher out of Roseville, California, minus 5 spots from where he started, currently running 9th. Definitely got a nice green flag run going here, Ricky.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer it's going to last if this pack from about 10th to 15th or 16th keep beating on each other. But they're making it work right now, but they are really rubbing each other good hard as they're racing for every position. Usually this early in a race and hornet's nest like this, I'm going to let guys go, but that's why I usually run toward the back.
I'm going to try to get you a look here. Jesse Graham's actually one of our drivers who has an onboard camera. Somebody's dancing in the background there with him. Let's take a look here. And there he is. I got it to come up. Like somebody's having a good time photo bombing or video bombing his stream at the moment. But he is up 9 positions from where he gridded, currently running in 8th position. And it says hometown Louisville, but he's wearing a Texas flag there, I think, on his hat. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of throwing us off there where he's actually racing from. Wouldn't be the first time a driver's done that to us. All right, he's racing right behind, trying to catch up with Jeremiah Burke. Jeremiah is up 21 spots from his starting position. I don't know what happened to him in qualifying, but he has made a hell of a recovery, racing out of Phoenix, Arizona. Sponsored by D&D Race Graphics. I think I know that guy, Ricky.
Yeah, I've heard of him. He's not very good. Don't recommend him.
Not at all, right? I think the 6 got in the wall there. I don't know if you saw that. I saw sparks and some smoke, and the 6 went down the track. So either he was avoiding someone, or he may have got a little bit of that outside wall himself. We're now on board with Derek Welch. I do have a camera for Derek as well. Let's see if we while we got the opportunity, see if we can get him in here. Take a look at Mr. Welch. He's an intense looking driver. Do you like his choice of headgear though, Ricky?
Oh yeah, definitely. Derek looks like he could be related to Dustin Eaton.
Yeah, he looks in gripping that steering wheel. I don't know. He's got to release a little bit, let some blood get flowing in those fingers, man.
He's got some forearms. I don't know if he's got a really high force feedback or what, but he's getting that Popeye workout in here tonight.
No doubt. All right, we're going to go back on board here with the 6 truck of Trevor Robertson. He's up 1 position from where he started, currently running 4th. I think he got a little piece of the wall there on the backstretch earlier, but it doesn't seem to have affected his speed at all, Ricky. He is apparently, looks like he's chasing down John McAdam a little bit. We'll take a look at these numbers and see he's only 0.18 seconds behind him. We'll see in this maybe the next couple of corners and see if he's making up ground.
Looks like all the leaders are basically running 31.9s to 32.2s. So there's a few guys in the 31.9s, and that's the guys up front: Dylan Bright, Player, McAdam, Robertson, Welch, Chris Gomes, and Dustin Eaton in 11th. They were all in the 9s that last lap.
Yeah, Mr. Robertson racing out of McCrory, Arkansas. He's not actually catching up to McAdam. He's being passed by Derek Welch. In fact, I don't know if he maybe caught a little bit of damage off of that wall, or he's just burned up his tires.
Yeah, Trevor usually runs really well just about anywhere we go, so he may have a little damage, or he may have burn up the tires just a little bit, but he's still hanging in there in the top 5. But Mike Adamson's trying to pass him to put himself back into the top 5.
We're on board now with John McAdams' 47 truck. He's a little more than half a second behind Andrew Player running in second there. It seems like he's slipping just a bit. I've seen it go up a tenth about this last lap or so. So everybody's starting to get loose on those tires. They're probably looking forward to some fresh goodies, get some fresh shoes on those trucks there before too long. He is losing another tenth right there. So starting to stretch out a little bit as Bryant and Player just starting to pull away from the field.
I can tell you one guy that wants tires desperately. It's the points leader, Kelly Kuhl, back into the 26th position. And he is now running, he just ran a 33.02. The leaders are running 31.9, so that far off the pace. Maybe 10 more laps, 12 more laps, he may be in trouble for losing a lap, but I think we may have pit stops before then.
Got Mr. Andrew Player, or Andy Player rather, racing out of Concord, New Hampshire, up in the second position. He is super fast. And former champion of the VRL series, just getting it done tonight. He's not letting Bryant get out of his sights there. He's maintaining a pretty good gap there. He's not letting him get too far gone. Probably looking forward to getting in there, possibly making a jump on pit road, if nothing else, getting some fresh tires and try to wear him down.
Yeah, Player's truck looks really nice. He's got a tribute to fallen soldier. We all got to remember we're into Memorial Day weekend, and it's not all about fireworks and barbecue and that extra day off. It's about what these people sacrificed for us to be able to do something like this, and I hope everybody remembers that this weekend.
Yeah, me as well. I wish I could read that windshield banner he has there. Can you read it?
Maybe Master Sergeant Morrison. It is Morrison.
Okay, yeah, it's a fitting tribute. We do need to remember what this weekend is all about, and I'm glad to see that Andy Player's out there representing. He's also a former first responder, so he understands what it is to sacrifice and to put yourself in harm's way for others. So well played, Mr. Player. No pun intended, and thank you for recognizing the service of others.
Even if he does wear it.
Oh, and we got him going into the pits here, along with the 21 of Derek Welch as well. It is a good looking truck. The way he's got that paint, it looks really good under the lights.
Oh, he just overslid his pit stall just a little bit. That's going to cost him a couple of seconds here on pit road. See if other guys get a little cleaner entry. But looks like most of these guys are going to be pitting over these next couple of laps.
Yeah, a whole bunch were in there. I just saw Kelly Kuhl go past the 13. It's like he took 4 there. He did get passed by the 21. So you're right. That little bit is just minor slip. That's all it takes. And you're going to lose spots. And he lost 1 for sure right there. He's got the 99 also exiting pit road with him.
Now, Dylan Bryant's got 2 seconds on the field right now. I know that the new tires make a big difference, but if he's got that kind of a gap, he's going to be able to stay out an extra 5 or 6 laps maybe. And even if he loses a spot or 2, if we stay green, that he'll make that up toward the end of the run. He's looking really strong in that Superman truck.
Yeah, he's done a great job of managing his tires. Apparently, he's maintaining a 2.22 second gap over Chris Goins, and losing a little bit there. I don't imagine he's going to stay out a lot longer because he does know he's losing losing time to those individuals on fresher tires. And the fact he was the last person we got through the field, Ricky, congratulations to us. I think it's the first time since we've been broadcasting we got all the way through the field, and Dylan Bryan is racing out of Stem, North Carolina, longtime member of the Vigilante Racing League. Great to see him here in the Vanquish Series. A lot of these other guys who came over from VRL to race in this series because they just love these larger tracks, and they want to come here and help us cultivate the same kind of family environment that we have over in the VRL.
Yeah, Bryant's pitting. I just heard Mike Adamson call out he's pitting, so looks like Jeremiah Burke and Eaton and Osborne are all coming in from the front. There's only a couple, that would be Chris Goins, Jesse Graham, that have stayed out.
About 5 trucks there. I saw Burke. I also saw Eaton and Osborne all go in there with him. So we're going to have a nice little pack to be able to race with. We'll see how it shakes out, whether or not they lost too much time and are being leapfrogged by those who went in earlier. But you always got to pay the piper in the end, Ricky, because you may have went in there early and got you a nice little gap, but your tires are going to be weaker if we continue on this long run we're having.
Oh, yeah. And I've always been of the opinion I would rather stay out longer and either hope to catch a caution or just know that I've got less laps on my tires than guys that have short pitted. But, I mean, sometimes it's hard to make up that gap. If you're losing 2 seconds a lap, you know, in 5 laps, you lost 10 seconds. It's going to be hard to make up those 10 seconds on the backside of a run.
Looks like Chris Goins, Jesse Graham, and Justin Lawson are all on pit road right now, so they're making their stops. They are going to have the freshest tires as they come out. They are in the top 3 spots, but I think that's going to change. Let's see, Derek Welch just went around them on the outside.
Yeah, Derek Welch and Player look like they're going to be the top 2 trucks on the track as we come out, and they are the ones that have the oldest tires. They're on lap 5 of their tire run, and Trevor Robertson, he leaped up to 3rd. He's only on lap 2, so him and Dylan Bryant are probably going to be in pretty good shape once this settles out.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, when you think about it, 5 laps. 5 laps, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but it is forever in terms of how much wear you've put on those tires and how much advantage that those other competitors can take of you. As you see the 13 player trying to get under Welch right there, they are side by side. I don't know if Player has slightly fresher, but they are going to duke it out here into 3 and 4.
Yes, side by side for the lead. Player's going to try to take it here at the line, and that's going to slow them both down a little bit. The last lap there, Player ran a 31 flat, Welch ran a 31.2, and Dylan Bryant ran a 30.45. So he's going to be closing in on them in a hurry.
Yeah, this is going to be a good battle. Player was very fast earlier. We saw that he slid through his box, but don't let that phase him. He's out front. Put that truck in the wind. A little further
if
back.
You look at a track map, the field's all spread out all the way around this 1.5 mile track now. So if you are somebody that needs a caution, that's probably not good, because when they get this spread out and you only have maybe packs of 2 or 3 trucks together, the odds of a wreck diminish a lot.
Yeah, I got the track map up so that the viewers can see that. You do see a couple of good groups. I think I'm going to take us back here around 14th or 15th. That looks like a nice little wad of cars. See how they're racing. But even then, on the track map, you see how spread out they are from the blimp camera. Look like they're super tight, but not necessarily. The longer this goes, Ricky, the more likely I think it may run green. You know, it's going to come down to strategy, be it fuel or tires.
Yeah, I'm looking at Craig Goodenough. He had done the EOL the last caution. He gave himself an EOL because of the wreck with Albert Anderson, stand-up guy for doing that, and he's worked himself back up. He looks like he's running 7th. Looked like he was trying to make a couple of passes, but he actually dropped back a spot or 2 right there. So
he's running 7th at the moment, and just behind Mike Adamson. I don't know if Mike just made a pass on him. They're running pretty good together. Just behind Jeremiah Burke as well, running in the 5th position. Up 23 spots for the night. Right now, he seems to be the the hottest runner as far as coming from the rear.
Oh yeah, definitely. Moving on up tonight, I'm looking at the tire runs and seeing who has the least amount of laps on their tires that's nearest to the front. And it looks like that would be Chris Goins in ninth right now, 6 laps on his tire run. There's a couple other guys with 6 laps on their tire run, and then you've got Eaton, Osborne, and that group that have 7 laps on their run. So the guy that would have the freshest tires at the end of the run is Chris Goins right now, running in ninth.
We're riding on board with Scott Milner, currently running in the 19th position for the 19th truck, trying to chase down 47 of John McAdam. Looks like they're in a pretty well settled down right here. Maybe they're just trying to make some time together, being that it's so spread out at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think you want to race side by side now if you can help it. You just want to try to get in line, and even though the draft is not going to bring you back to the front, draft as much as you can, because when you're side by side, that still slows you down at a track like Las Vegas.
Don't know that we get a look at Nick Tucker yet on his video cam. He is one of our onboards tonight. Let's see if we can get him as we're riding on the back deck of Nick Tucker in the 49 truck.
Hey everybody, I know it's a YouTube cliche, but smash that like button if you're watching out there. We got 18 live watchers on the stream right now, so hit that like button and give us a like. Hit some comments in the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's not cooperating at the moment, so we'll come back to that. We'll make sure we get Nick Tucker on there tonight, though. And there's your leader. Nothing changed at the front of the field, folks. He's just under half a second, 0.3 in front of Derek Welch in the 21 truck. 51's also chasing him down as well.
Yeah, the 51's gaining half a second. Looks like about a lap, so he'll probably be there in about 2 laps.
Yeah, he is definitely running pretty hard. He's trying to get under Derek Welch right now. Going to hit the bottom line here. Could be a lap truck right here in front of him. We're 70 laps into this 133 lap event. I think we're only up to 2 cautions. I'm not trying to jinx this with the broadcast jinx, but this is pretty clean looking race here.
Yeah, that's the one thing about a track like this. Once you actually get spread out, it just tends to spread out even more. And it becomes a whole lot more about strategy and tire saving and maybe gas saving. I tried to look. You said the pit window is probably between 30 and 33, I believe. And if somebody could stretch it all the way to 33, I still don't think they could make it on. I still think everybody's got to stop at least 2 more times. Yeah,
I would tend to agree with that. We just had a pass for the lead. Dylan Bryant very easily, and that fresh rubber went around the outside of Andy Player in the 13 truck. I'm sure Andy expected that to happen. He's formulating a new strategy on how to make sure at the very end of this race, he's the first one to the line. See if we can find us another pack of racers here. Points leader is back in 26th. All by himself. I wonder if he had some issues there, Ricky.
Yeah, I think what happened with Kelly is when he either only took 2 tires or didn't take any tires on the last caution, and he dropped back so far. He tried to pit maybe just a little bit early to stop the bleeding a little bit. He's got about 5 lap older tires than a lot of these guys in the field, so Kelly really needs caution.
Yeah, I'm sure he's praying for him right now. As you see, he's coming out of turn 2, going down the backstretch. He is not that far from going a lap down, as the number 1 truck is on the same stretch with him right now. So Kelly's is definitely sitting there thinking, man, I need this caution. You can see him, he's feathering it, and working the throttle just to come out of that corner. His tires are not happy with him right now.
No, we're seeing up front. I'm looking at Trevor Robertson dropping back. I think his tires are maybe slipping again like they did in that last run. But I see Jeremiah Burke actually coming to the bumper of Derek Welch, and the leaders are actually all getting tighter. Bryant's kind of running away a little bit, but from second to about eighth now, it looks like we've got a pretty good little pack forming.
And you're on board now with Trevor Robertson in the 6 truck. You're looking at Jeremiah Burke up there, as you mentioned, chasing down Derek Welch in the 21. Looks like he may take the outside line in an attempt to make that pass. As Trevor continues to drop, I don't think that's for position on the 721, though, Ricky.
No, the 721 had some issues, and we saw him had to make that unscheduled, real early green flag pit stop. So he's made another one now, I believe, and he's got fresher tires, and that's why he is storming through the pack right now.
Yeah, Trevor is really kind of suffering. Yeah, Chris Goins got around him on the inside, and Mike Adamson's kind of sizing him up to do the same. If you heard the engine as we were riding on board with Trevor, you could tell that he was having to really, really feather that throttle as he exited the turn to keep it from hitting the wall. And that's when you know, and it looks like he's got a little bit of side damage to that right rear. So he may also have an ill handling truck as well.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I actually just saw the points leader, Kelly Kill, come back out on the track. He's been in for 4 tires and gas. He is probably trying to split these runs up, and knowing that he was about to go a lap down anyway, tried to get ahead of that situation where he can maybe come back out and pass these leaders. And now I guess he's got to hope that it stays green for a while. It's crazy. You hope there's a caution, and then you hope it stays green when you pit.
Yeah, it's all perspective, right? It all depends on what the timing is. Are you ready to have no cautions, or do you really need one? It's personal. It's not necessarily what everybody else is going to want to have happen.
Now the 721's 2 laps down of Jesse Redding, and he just passed Bryant. So now he's on the tail end of he's 1 lap down. But if there was a caution, he's not in as big of a hole as he was before. So Kelly will definitely be trying to do the same thing and blast his way through this front pack.
Yeah, you got Anderson, Williams, Redding, Kill, Dustin Wade, and Durkee all lapped down along with Tom Burst. They're going to pits.
Yeah. Player and Robertson calls out they're coming into the pits. So I think there's some other guys trying to split this run up a little bit, knowing that there was no way to stretch the gas enough to make it on one more stop. So they're maybe pitting a little bit early to try to play some strategy. We've seen that work at tracks before. Mike Adamson very nearly won a VRL race at Darlington just a few weeks ago by pitting extremely early and was only passed with a couple laps to go.
Yeah, Andrew Player got in here. We expect him. He was in early on the last round, a little bit early on this one. We expect him probably to come out the leader once you have Dylan Bryant and company come down pit road. But the question is this leapfrogging going to work at the end of the race?
Yeah, these races can kind of get spread out, and some people may think, oh, they're not really racing, or it's not as exciting when they're not all right together. But when you're actually in the truck or a car or whatever, you enjoy this a lot of times because you're playing a strategy. Everybody's on their own little strategy, and you just hope that you can maybe be just a little bit smarter than the next guy. You've got battles all through the pack here, Alan. You've got guys pitting, but you do still have some battles and people on top of each other right now. Up toward the lead, Dylan Bryant still hanging on to the lead, and you think he's going to probably stretch it as long as he can. Looking back, Jeremiah Burke's now up to second, so that's worked out well for him. Derek Welch is down into third. Chris Gones fourth, and Mike Adamson in the top 5, all running kind of right together there. And Alan, if you are speaking, I'm not hearing you through my headset. So if I'm stepping on you, that is my problem.
No, can you hear me? You got me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Sensitive mute button on the top of this microphone. So yeah, I was mentioning that. What was the last thing you heard me say?
It's been a bit. It's been about a minute. I thought maybe you stepped away from the broadcast booth there for a second.
No, it was all good. Riding on board here with Derek Welch. 38's trying to get to his right rear, maybe make that pass on the outside. See if he was coming up on the 53. A little bit of a draft off 53, probably helping out that 38.
And that 38's really come to life.
Yeah, it has. Chris Goins always fast anyway. But he is definitely coming on at the right time here towards the end of the race. He's up to third position, plus 7 spots from the grid. And Derek Welch is heading down pit road.
Chris Goins was the guy, one of the 3 that is on the newest tires out there right now, of the guys that haven't made this next pit stop. So that has paid off for him. His lap times have really clocked down, and he's got the best 10-lap average over the last 10 laps of any driver out there.
Looks like another truck in here. What is that? Jason Gaines. And Derek's out. Got his 4 freshies. See where he lines up once he gets off pit road.
When we have these green flag runs like this, and the guys are all pitting on different laps, every green flag run changes it even more, because some guys will pit even earlier, or some will pit later. So now you're going to have instead of maybe like a 4 or 5 lap spread of when they pitted last, by the time these pit stops are all over, I think you're going to have a 12 lap spread or more of the guys that pitted early to the guys that are pitting late.
Jeremiah Burke's on pit road. As I'm looking, we got drivers on at least 3 different strategies or 3 different laps here. You got the leaders, and you got these guys in the middle from Jeremiah Burke down to 24th and Tommy Welch, and now Kelly Kill. And then you got folks from 27th to 32nd who are multiple laps down from there. So tough luck for some of them tonight. Tom Barris, Dustin Wade, Anthony Williams, and Paul. The old man Durkee having a pretty rough time of it tonight. Well, let's see if we can find us a battle. Yeah, it's like go back to 29th. Well, right on board with Anthony Williams, but he's just in front of the leaders. Him and like Dustin Wade, perhaps.
Look, there is a pack coming out of turn 2 right now. Chris Goins is in it. Andrew Player, Robertson, they've pitted. And Goins hasn't pitted, so they're trying to lap themselves to him. The 22's also in that, so that's probably the closest running pack we've got out here right now.
You're on board with 38 right now. He is showing as your leader.
Now Dylan Bryant just looks like he may have just hit the pits this lap, so he relinquishes it to the 38, and those other guys that stayed out, Jesse Graham and Justin Lawson, are still on the track as well, but the 38 is coming in this lap.
Four freshies for the 51 there, and he's back underway.
Yeah, Dylan Bryant's the truck we've got to watch to see where he cycles back out this time, if he's able to maintain a little closer gap to the guys that he was racing.
Well, he came out in 10th right now, but as we know, those folks in front of him still have to pit. Graham, Player, Robertson, Burke, and we'll see how much ground he can make up, since he's got probably at least 5 to 10 lap fresher tires. Let's see if we can find another one of these cameras. Go with Mr. Jeremiah Burke, running in the 3rd position at the moment. See if we can get this one to work. I'm having a tough time with it, Ricky. I don't know why it's giving me problems, giving me fits.
We got the first round of them in, and they were so ugly they broke the cameras.
That's what we're gonna go with, right?
Yeah. They just turned them off. But looking at the pack though, it looks like Player and Robertson are going to be 1 and 2 as we've cycled back around this time, and Player got about a second lead on Robertson. They're going into turn 1. Burke is in 3rd. Welch is in 4th. And there's Bryant in 5th, but Dylan Bryant is probably about 6 seconds behind the leaders right now. So that is going to be a little bit harder gap to make up.
Yeah, it's always danger if you stay out the longer you stay out, if you're going to be able to make up that time or not. You're going to burn off the good trying to go faster than they are. Naturally a little bit faster, but if you get so far back, it becomes a problem.
I'm looking at the lap times though. He's almost a second a lap faster than the top 2, and a second a lap faster over this long run. He will make up that 5 or 6 seconds before the end of this run. But will he want to? Will these other guys go ahead and pit early when he catches them, and maybe force him to pit earlier than he has been for the last run, because he won't have time to make that back up here, as we're already just 35 laps from the end of this race.
It is going fast, very fast. All right, I'm going to stop messing with this camera because it's not working out. We will get it fixed, folks, in the next go around. Make sure you're able to see your favorite driver. This was the first iteration of that, so I got to work out some kinks and make sure it's going well. Anything in the chat there, Ricky?
Yeah, Amanda Wade, she's been in the chat talking there to Lori a little bit, but everything else is kind of quiet on the chat front. So if you're out there watching and tell us who you think's going to win, what strategy you think's going to happen. Is there going to be a caution? Anything that you want to talk about, just let us know.
Riding on board there with Blair trying to make a pass for the lead on 53 of Burke. It's going to be a hard battle.
Yeah, Burke will probably start pulling away there, as he's got about 9 lap fresher tires than Player. So now Player is in the position. He's probably going to try to pit just as soon as his pit window opens up. It's been working out for him to pit a little bit early and be an off cycle. And if this race stays green, I think that's either going to be the winning move, or when he pits, he's going to drag everybody else in with him that don't want to give up track time.
Well, that's a good looking all-star truck. I think that's what he drove on Wednesday. So he just repackaged that paint scheme and said, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to win this all-star race.
Yeah, driving the all-star racing entry that teammates to Albert Anderson, and I think Jason Gaines may be on that team as well.
Yeah, Andy Player's just losing a little bit of time. He's now 1.4 seconds down to Burke in the first position. Starting to be hounded by Derek Welch there in third in the 21 truck.
From Mike Adamson in sixth, Chris Goins seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. That's a fairly good little pack that's all within a second of each other or so from 6th to 10th. I've been watching them. They're kind of racing kind of hard here as you're watching the monitor, and Derek Welch going by Player for second. So now Player, like I said, I think as soon as they hit that pit window, he's coming in.
Yeah, I would agree. So we're going to go back here to about 14th, and we're going to work our way forward, starting with Mr. David Mayberry. Still up one position from where you gridded tonight, running in the 14th position. Not really much going on around him. We're going to move forward, see if we can look at Andrew Cawthon trying to chase down John Gallagher. John's getting the wall there, just trying to get off safely, but definitely scrubs off a lot of speed. See if he's able. Looks like he's still able to steer that truck, but maybe no wheel damage at the moment. John's down 9 positions from his starting grid. Jason Gaines running in 11th position. We just really got everybody spread out here, Ricky. Not a lot of battles going on.
Yeah.
People are saving it for the end or what they're doing.
I think everybody is on such different strategies right now. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen. I mean, it's got the green flag look to it, but one thing about that is you've got guys on so different tire strategies that you may sneak up on a guy and catch him in the corner a little faster than you expect and send him around. So there's always still a chance of some late race fireworks here as we close in on this finish.
Yeah, you got Kelly Cole dusting through, just passing Dustin Eaton rather, really flying through the field. He's on freshies at the moment, but he is laps down, unfortunately. Just passing Craig Goodenough. He's just rolling through the field now, going down underneath the 81 truck. Jonathan's running well. He's up front at one point. He's now in the 7th position. And as you mentioned, man, this long green flag run has really put us on the trajectory of multiple strategies, at least 3 to 4 different strategies happening simultaneously. It's going to be fascinating to see which one prevails if we take it all the way to the very end.
And now Dylan Bryan has already got back up to 2nd position, running about 0.4 of a lap quicker than Burke in the lead. So he's likely to catch him in 3 or 4 laps. But I mean, we're in the pit window now, so anybody can pit. And I think if Burke, knowing how wily he is, and he's got Wile E. Coyote on his truck, he will pit before Bryant passes him, I would think.
Yeah, trying to limit the damage. Don't let him get past and run away before you go into the pits. Try to get back on equal footing with him as we approach 20. We're at 25 to go at the moment. And these are going to be very fast 25 laps if we don't have a caution.
And some guys have started pitting, I believe, here. Looks like we've got a few guys toward the back. Trevor Robertson has pitted, and he's in 20th position. So he is the guy that is probably the newest on tires out there of somebody that may still have a shot to win if we don't have a caution.
Yeah, it's on the 13th. He just hit pit road on the 12th. John Schollenbachler from Louisville, Kentucky. He is on pit road getting 4 freshies, a Coca-Cola machine.
The leaders just all pitted. Burke on back, except Dylan Bryant did stay out, but there's a bunch of the leaders in the pits.
Yep. We are looking at that now. Jeremiah Burke's got his 4 fresh tires, and he's on his way out. We're going to see if this strategy works out for him. A lot of people on pit road. Mike Adamson, Derek Welch, Craig Goodenough, Jonathan Osborne, Jason Gaines.
How long will Dylan Bryant stay out? I've got to think he's got to pit very, very soon.
Yeah, he's got 2 seconds on the 38 truck. But he's already within the 33 lap fuel window. So he's just losing time at the moment. But maybe what he's thinking, and I've done this before, I get a few extra laps in there, so I have the freshest tires at least. But it's a fine line that he may go over where he won't be able to recover. As we saw earlier, it didn't seem like he was making a whole lot of ground.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you're a guy that was maybe running mid-pack and you've still got enough laps left, you'll probably want to run it dry. Just hope there's a caution. Run it as long as you can, because then if you catch a caution, you're going to be in really good shape. You're going to be able to duck into the pits, get your gas and tires, and still have a strong position when you come out with just a few laps to go.
Well, since we've got this long green flag run here, we'll see if we can get a little bit of one more crank it up. See how that goes down for us. Well, we're back, Ricky.
There we go. And we got Dylan Bryant, the leader in the pits. He just took 4 tires, and he stayed out about 7 laps longer than Jeremiah Burke and Derek Welch. See how it shakes out, because now the race is on.
He is just now coming off pit road, and he is down to the 13th position. But as we know, these other folks in front of him are going to have to make another pit stop. Most likely, I don't know. Maybe someone's out there super saving, and they're going to be able to make it. I know you've tried that a couple of times, and I think you actually pulled it off, didn't you, one time at Miami, didn't you?
Yeah, I pulled it off one time. I actually think, if I'm doing the math right, and I'm not always doing the math right, but with Burke and Welch, 8 laps on their tires, Chris Goins, Craig Goodenough, I think all these guys can make it that's in front of Bryant. I believe they're all going to be able to make it. So he's got to try to pass everybody.
Well, we'll see how far back he's got to come from here. He is sitting behind Albert. That's going to be for position, but looks like he's really tracking him down quickly. Yeah, quick pass there. Don McAdams next on the list. 15 laps is going to run out fast. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there.
Justin Lawson is still on the track in the lead, but he's lap 26 into his run. His last run he ran 34, so he's probably doing what I said and just his best shot is to race it until it goes empty. And if there's a caution before that, he's going to be in really good shape.
And Jeremiah Burke's running here in the second position. He's 6 seconds behind Lost, but he is just taking chunks out of that lead. And I think, well, it's not going to help him. I think maybe that was a truck in front of him, but I did see sparks on the wall there. Don't know that was him. Hopefully not. The 53 is on the charge, but again, we're down to 13 laps. Let's take a look and see what we can see between first and second positions. You can see in the green circle going into 1 and 2, that's Jeremiah Burke. And he's a full corner, 2 corners away from first place. Who's coming to turn 3 right now is Jeremiah's about halfway down the backstretch.
Burke and Welch are on the same lap from their pit stop. And Welch is roughly 2.5, 3 seconds behind Burke as he runs. So I think this is Burke's race to lose right now. I think he's got it unless there's caution.
No, I agree, because he's taken over 2 seconds out of the lead for Lawson. The longer Lawson runs, probably the more he's going to have to save. And then it's just, and I'm sure Burke is just hammered down at this point. I don't know that he has to do any saving whatsoever. He's about to bust it down. Yes, now under 4 seconds. And if you're looking at the ticker on the left-hand side there, you can see it's just dropping precipitously.
Now we do have Chris Gones running in 4th, and he's got 4-lap fresher tires than Welch and Burke, and he is making about 2/10 a lap on them as we run. So he might have an outside shot to get up there and the challenge for the win. But if not, I think he's got a top 3 locked up almost.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's been strong all night, racing out of Charlotte. Don't know if he's going to track down Welch here. Welch is just, saying he's not going to catch Burke. He's more than 4 seconds out. He probably just wants to make sure he maintains that podium finish. But Gones wants to go over and take it away from him. He seemed to be taking some chunks out of him too. So we'll see if we got a fight on our hands. Catching him is one thing. We'll see how the pass goes.
Yeah, catching and passing is 2 totally different things, especially at the end of a race. Now, Dylan Bryant's running 30.86 that last lap. It's fastest on the track, but his problem is he's way too far behind. He waited just a little too long on that pit stop to make up that, what they call in racing now, the delta. I don't think he can make that up.
No, he's over 10 seconds back at the leader of Lawson, and now Burke is in striking distance. He's within 2 seconds. He can see him.
Yeah, and Lawson still has to pit. I think he's kind of in desperation mode. His best shot at a good finish was to stay out until he runs this dry and pray that there was a caution before it happens. And that's not a bad strategy. But look, he's got to pit within the next 2 laps, I think.
No, I mean, you got to do something. If you follow the leader, you'll just follow the leader, correct?
Yeah, that's what they say. If you're trying to follow the leader, that's all you're going to do. And Lawson is coming into the pits.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on pit road, and Burke will inherit the lead, although I think he was going to get it anyway. We are down under 8 laps to go here. That was a good taking a shot at it, Justin. You got to do something to see if you can make some luck. And if we had a caution in there, you'd have been in the catbird seat.
Now, Dylan Bryant just mowing people down. He just blew around Osborne like he wasn't moving, and he's about to try to split Player and Adamson to make up as many spots as he can. But he did put himself just too far behind the 8 ball. I don't even think he's going to be able to get back to the top 3.
No, he's underneath 88 truck right there. He did it too for also the 13th on the high line there. He has made up ground, just not going to be enough. He's just under 6 seconds, and we have just under. We're coming to 6 laps to go.
We did have some. I'm sorry, I neglected the chat there a little bit. Edith Anderson pops in for Albert. We also have Jalemi was cheering on the number 8 truck. We've got Colin. That's Colin Decker. We have Kayla Lawson. She was she was watching their boy Justin, but he didn't get that caution. She was probably trying to do a little caution dance, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out this time, but there's many times that definitely works out for you if you want to flip the script a little bit and get yourself back up in contention. So let's see if we can go through the field real quick as we come to the end. Get a last look at some of these drivers. This will be pretty quick, everybody. So Justin Lawson at 20. Joe David, 34, up 6 positions from where he started. Nick Tucker's down 1, running in the 22nd position. Scott Miller, the 19 truck, running in 21st. He's down 2. Tommy Welch is +7 for the evening so far. 20th position. Colin Decker down 6, running in 19th. John Schoenbachler is running 18th, +8 positions from where he started. Dave, the Mouth Mayberry, down 2, running in 17th position. John Gallagher having a rough evening of it. Ricky down 12 positions, currently running in 16th. With Jesse Chip Graham up 2, running in the 15th position. And for Edith, Albert Anderson definitely had a rough night, running up front, running strong as always. He's down 11 positions in the 14th position right now. And we're 2 to go, so I'm going to jump back to the front here.
It looks like we may have a battle for second place. Bryant has cleared everybody else. He's up to 4th. He may get up to, God, he don't have enough time. We do have Gones and Derek Welch going to probably have a good battle here for second. And Burke is walking the dog.
Yeah, Burke is gone. In fact, he just took the final lap, white flag lap, ladies and gentlemen, for Jeremiah Burke. Next flag will end this race. The battle is on here for second. Chris Goins wants it. Derek Welch is defending. Jeremiah Burke coming out of 3 and 4. No contest. Jeremiah Burke by almost 3 seconds. Your winner tonight at Las Vegas Speedway. And we didn't
nice
quite
battle
catch
for
it.
second there
Yeah.
with Gones and Welch. Gones was pushing Welch around a little bit on that last lap, but Derek held on to it.
Yeah, we didn't quite catch it. I wanted to jump back, but it had already ended. The 21 was able to hold off the 38 truck there. But it was a good, nice, clean battle. And we had a great race tonight, Ricky. I mean, it's 2 cautions. That's very, very clean. Considering this is a new crop of guys in this league. We do have a lot of veterans from the VRL league and some others who have come in to race with us, but I didn't expect this. Did you?
Yeah, you just never know at a track like this, because once you get that first green flag run in, if you have a green flag cycle, it just seems to stay green flag at a track like this unless something weird happens, and nothing weird happens. So we was able to just spread out all through the remaining 3 runs there, and it come down to strategy, and Burke had the best strategy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did want to get some more interviews in tonight, but we just didn't have the cautions to do it. So we do intend to interview your race winner, the 53 of Jeremiah Burke. We'll be right back to do just that. Please stay tuned.
This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
In a world filled with adversaries, one man wades through the pack to claim glory. Albert Anderson, America's driver and season 7's winningest competitor.
I got full because I was going to get America.
What the hell? Good win, Albert. Good win.
Boy, Albert, good win, dude.
Hell yeah, that was sweet, dude.
Damn, Albert, good job, buddy. That was freaking close.
Good job, Albert.
We're still doing no 3 wide on the Raceway, right?
That's right, no 3 lines for the first lap. He did. Knew that was going to be a hell of a drag race coming off before.
All right, Vigilante Race fans, Alan Vaught back here for your winner interview with Mr. Jeremiah Burke. We'll pull up him into the booth here and have a word with him. Hey, Jeremiah, it's Alan and Ricky in the booth. You got us, buddy.
I got you.
Man, what a run you had tonight. We were just sitting there watching and all as these different varying strategies were playing out, and you definitely had the winning strategy tonight. So how did you adapt to the track conditions and the different drivers around you, and what was the strategy you were running to win this race?
Honestly, my strategy was I wanted to run this thing as long as it could so I could have fresher tires and everybody. I think that's how I got my track position. And then I started doing the math when I saw Player and all them pit. And I realized, man, when they short pitted, when it come around to it, if I run this tank of gas out, I will not catch them. So I wanted to get far enough ahead that I could pit the lap after them without getting passed by them. And once I got in the clean air, I just had to hold on till the end and hope nobody caught me. I was losing time there at the end, but in the lap traffic, but was able to get a big enough buffer that I held on and got a win from 28th place. That was a heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, it was incredible. The 51 was making time. He was just smoking them, but he let himself get too far back to be able to make up that deficit. And your strategy definitely was the one that paid off. What was the key moment you mentioned? When did you realize that, hey, this is the strategy? We counted, I think, me and Ricky, at least 3, maybe 4 different strategies going on there. When did you realize that, hey, I got an opportunity here?
So they were, when Player and them pitted in like around 75 or whenever it was, I was like, man, that's really early. And then I start running, but because it caught me off guard, I start doing the math and I realize, well, heck, if I run this tank out and then run my next tank out, I'm going to be pitting with like 10 laps to go, and that's just not going to be enough time to get them. So that's when I started just kind of, because I was on Dylan's strategy, and I mean, it was a good run, but it wasn't, he probably deserved to be up here on the podium too. So I'm glad I switched it up right there at the end. And, but yeah, I think all of my teammates had different strategies. We all tried something else, and we got 2 of us on the podium. So it worked out. Glad I was paying attention.
Yeah, for sure. And to do that while you're racing it simultaneously, it's a feat in itself. So, hey, Ricky, what do you got for our race winner tonight?
Yeah, good job, Jeremiah. That was a good strategy you had there. I saw what you was doing. Was you surprised that Dylan stayed out as long as he did?
I really was. I was because his strategy would have been good if we had a caution there late. But I just didn't see it wasn't trending towards having a caution, so I felt comfortable enough to pit early and just hold it to the wood. And I wanted to go out. I told Derek there, I said, if I get beat because I burned my tires up, at least I tried, and I was leading for a while. I just wanted to be on the offensive there at the beginning, and then just kind of see where the cards laid, and it worked out all right.
Yeah, the only other question I got is with all the different strategies, and sometimes you're the guy at the end of a run, and you've got the guys passing you on new tires, and then sometimes you're the guy on the new tires. Was it tricky to get through lap traffic or to stay out of the faster truck's way?
Oh yeah, this track is very line dependent because you're going so fast, you're carrying so much speed and so much throttle that if you miss your line a little bit or get some aero wash and you just start sliding up the track. And I noticed it a few times when I'd enter a corner and trucks were faster than me, they'd come sliding up in front of me and I'd lose the front end and go towards the wall. And that was kind of happening there at the end when I got into that gaggle of lap traffic that was, some of it was slower than me, some of it was faster than me, and I was just trying to find clean air to not lose time, and that was by far the hardest. I just wanted to make sure I had a line. I know I scraped the wall once there towards the end. I was just like, don't lose the nose and don't hit the wall.
Good job, buddy. It's good to see that 53 All-Star Racing truck in victory lane.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jeremiah, as we close out here, do you have any shout outs for teams, sponsors, fans, or family?
Of course, I want to shout out to my kids, Mara and Elena. Of course, they're always watching. Getting ready to go to nationals for cheerleading with them. Ricky for this awesome paint. The second time we've been to victory lane together at Las Vegas with this scheme. So we need to keep this up. And then, of course, All-Star Racing. Got Derek and Albert and Tom and Jason. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody because this team's different. But everybody on All-Star Racing, of course, that's a good group of guys to be in the chat with. I want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. This makes this Friday night a little bit more fun. Lori for putting up with all of us. And look forward to next week, I think.
Oh, awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations again. We will see you next Friday. Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your race winner, Jeremiah Burke. All right, Ricky, any closing thoughts as we get ready to pull up the results page here?
Yeah, no, it was a good race overall. I mean, we had that huge crash on the first lap that really wadded up a bunch of trucks. That was unfortunate. And then Anderson gets tangled up on the back stretch there with Craig Goodenough. And that was the only two cautions. Just a testament, especially as you said, a lot of these guys are not used to racing with each other. And this isn't exactly an easy track, even though it's a mile and a half. And that was just a really good job for everybody being patient and working their strategies and having such a long green flag run to the end.
All right, buddy, was able to get this grid up on, the results page up. So we'll go through this. Jeremiah Burke is your race winner. Second place, Derek Welch. Third place, Chris Goins. Fourth, Dylan Bryant. Fifth, Craig Goodenough. Nice recovery. Sixth place, Mike Adamson. Seventh place, Andrew Player, running strong at the front all night long. Brought home a top 10. Eighth place, Jonathan Osborne. Ninth place, Dustin Eaton. And rounding out your top 10, Trevor Robertson.
Jason Gaines had up and down night. He gets 11th. John McAdam, 12th. Andrew Cawthon in 13th. Jesse Graham, 14th. Albert Anderson, after that tough break, rallies back to 15th. John Gallagher, 16th. You have Dave Mayberry, 17th. John Schoenbachler in 18th. Colin Decker, 19th. And Tommy Welch rounding out the top 20.
And 21st, you have Nick Tucker. 22nd was Scott Milner. 23rd, Joe David. 24th, Justin Lawson. 25th, coming into this race, your points leader, Kelly Cole, had a rough night. Down 7 positions from where he started in 25th. 26th, Jesse Redding. 27th, Justin Brown. 28th, Paul, the old man Durkee. 29th, Anthony Williams. 30th, Dustin Wade. 31st, Tom Barish. And rounding out the field in 32nd, Crystal Villano. So those are your race results this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought it was an excellent race. The race winner, he definitely had this worked out. So let's see if there's anything else we're missing. Nope, nothing else I'm missing here. So I'm going to close this out. As always, I want to thank my beautiful and talented wife, Lori, for everything that she does for me and this league. We couldn't do this without her. Finally, tonight, I will forego my usual sign off and instead wish you a happy and safe Memorial Weekend. As you spend time with your loved ones, I ask that you take a moment to honor the fallen those whose sacrifices have granted us the opportunity to live in this great nation. Good night, VRL.